Oh, where you going, mate? You got a broken arm? Oh, I'm off to the sick house.
Eavesdroppin.
Hello.
Hello.
Eavesdroppers.
Oh, I thought you were saying hello to
No,
me.
not to you.
Oh.
Hello you, but hello to the eavesdroppers as well. That's you out there with the ear pods in or the vacuum on or on the bus listening. I hope you're not one of those people that listen out loud. Who does that? I mean, I do know a lot of people that do that in London, absolutely. They listen to their podcasts, their music, their YouTubes out loud on the commute. I'm like, shut up.
I've heard that a lot. Obviously, I was in London recently. I was on the Superloop, which is a bus. It's a great name for a bus.
A special bus for special people.
Really? Oh, loopy people. There were so many people listening to bad music very loudly, and I was giving them dagger looks.
It's like 6 a.m.
Put some fucking headphones in.
That sucks.
Oh, my God. And on that note, we need to introduce ourselves.
Hi, I'm Geordie. I'm the intolerant one.
I'm Michelle. I'm probably even more intolerant. But you're an eavesdropper because you're eavesdropping on us. Welcome. We love that you're here with us.
Go for it.
Come on the bus. Get on that bus with us.
Hop on board. Ding, ding.
But don't play that music.
Don't have our voices blaring out loud. Please.
No.
It's offensive. It's bad enough that you have to hear them.
And it might not even be safe. Safe for work, they say. And not safe for work.
Huh?
As in, I fucking sweared.
I fucking sweared.
I fucking sweared.
Did you do a swear?
I fucking swear. So it might not be safe on the bus
Okay.
for the old grannies.
Yep. Just saying, Michelle, that sometimes you do say things on this podcast and then you deny saying them. But then I say, we'll see. Because later when I do the edit, I hear that you did say, what did you say last time? And you said, I didn't say turny instead of attorney. I didn't say it.
Do you know what? It's it's kind of a little silent A. It's a turny. Turny.
So it was in your mind. That part was in your mind. The rest came out loud.
Oh, no. Look, I wanted, speaking of language, I was in Sweden.
Yeah, I thought we were going to talk about McCracken Poston again because we just fucking love that guy.
Oh, no. Well,
No, that's enough. He's had enough attention for one day.
well, you got in trouble from him because...
I did.
What did you do? Spell his name wrong or something?
I spelled his name wrong. He wasn't angry. He didn't take me to court or anything.
Oh.
He just said, note, it's Poston, P-O-S-T. I've forgotten already. Is
O-N.
it Ian? O-N. O-N, because I
Poston.
did it with an E. Yeah. Sorry, McCracken.
We say it Poston. It's Poston.
But it's Poston. Remember, he told us that.
It is. It's Poston.
Oh, move on. He's getting all the attention
I
again.
know.
I bet you love it, McCracken.
Oh, well, he hasn't written in. I haven't heard from him.
He's busy. He's pushing his book.
He's saving lives, too, in terms of cases. He's not a doctor.
He's not a paramedic.
He's a lawyer.
Yeah, but he is also pushing that book, Zenith Man, which we have to push as well. I can't wait for my copy.
I know. I can't wait to get that paperback. But I was going to tell you about language.
Mind your language.
Swedish language.
Yeah. Duolingo. You're still on it.
Oh, yes, I know. I haven't had to send you a freak streak.
No.
Freak streak.
You can send me a freak streak all the time because I am a freak. But
Streaks.
yeah,
Oh my
I've been
God.
on my French every day. I'm good.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Andreas cooked rhubarb for dessert the other day. And he put this big lump of brown sugar in and it just wouldn't melt. And I said to him, babe, that looks like a placenta. I'm really sorry. Sorry to say that.
I'm sorry you said that.
And he said, mudderkaka. And I went, are you fucking joking?
Is that placenta in Swedish?
Mother cake.
Mother cake. Wow.
And I said, your language is fucking ridiculous. Mother cake. It made me sick.
Well,
Ugh, a mother cake.
but I do love rhubarb. Can we not detract from rhubarb?
No. But then I was thinking about the other words in Swedish that are so on the nose. Sjukhus. Sick house. That's a hospital.
Right. Oh. Okay.
That's the hospital. Sick house.
Can you imagine Australians if we had learnt to speak English that way?
Yes.
That would be perfect. I mean, they practically talk that way anyway. Oh, where you going, mate? You got a broken arm? Oh, I'm off to the sick house.
Vacuum. Dammsugare. Dust sucker.
Well, that's what I call it sometimes.
Dust sucker.
A sucker. Whippersnipper.
Toaster. Bread roaster.
Okay, that's good. I like that.
You think?
Yeah.
Actually, what they do for grandparents is really good. You've got mormor and farmor,
Yeah.
which is mother's father.
Yeah, perfect.
Father's or whatever. Like,
I get it. Yeah. So that's dad's side of the family, your mum's side of the family. Perfect.
It is perfect. So some things are good, some things are ridiculous.
But they might want to not be that. They might want to be Gan or Gigi or Fidubidas.
They can be that too.
Yes.
But at least when you're referring to...
She's my mother's father. No,
yes.
my father, mother.
Mur is mother's mother. It's very common, whereas we would not really say it like that. Mother's mother.
It's very exciting for you learning this language, isn't it? Because you're learning things about, what is it, etymology and linguistics.
It is very similar to English in many ways. I'm just not very good at it.
That's all right. Enough to order a bit of toast at your grandma's house.
Exactly.
Awkward. Orcs.
Can I talk about a book that's being launched soon?
Not Zenith Man.
No, because it just made me remember, actually, I have a nephew in Australia called Jet Williams, and he has written a book that is, there's a big launch. He's a photographer, and he's also written a novel, and he's got sort of a launch thing going on, and it's in Paris.
Wow.
On the, I don't know what date. The book is called Off the Rails, an Australian novel, and it's out now on Amazon. You can find it there, I think, and other booksellers are available. And it's about a 15-year-old boy who discovers a graffiti black book, and his eyes are open to the unseen world of Sydney.
Ooh.
He finds himself drawn down a different path than his peers. Armed with a spray can and a camera, he ventures deep into the world of graffiti and urban exploration. One for the youngsters.
Sounds great.
Or the oldsters, even, I think. Yeah, I'd like to read that.
I'd like to read that.
It's a lovely shot on the cover. Go, Jet.
Amazing. Well, I'm going to pop a link to that on the Patreon. And if you're not
wonderful
on the Patreon, why the bloody hell not? Pop a coin in our slot.
Yep.
Watch us go.
And watch us go. Wind us up and let us go. There's a lot on there at the moment. I mean, I don't know if you caught our conversation with Norwegian pop star Jørgen, a.k.a. Mono Martian, last month. We also have a podcast of us talking to McCracken Poston.
Yes.
Junior. That was a fun time. Hear all about his name and other things, and all about Alvin Ridley, the story that led us to him in the first place, or he was led to us.
Yes.
Via him. I don't know who's chicken and egg.
Chicken and egg.
There's all sorts of extras on there. It's also a community of like-minded listeners, like Shari, for example, who has raised her head above the parapet again, and this time she sent me a funny little giggling voice note that she allows me to play, which I'll pop here, because it was her response to us talking about Billy Idol eyes about around the face.
Oh.
I had to message you straight away because I'm just about pissing my pants listening to you two go on about friggin' eyes without a face, eyes around the face, eyes about the face. Billy Idol, yeah, we all want to shag Billy Idol, let's face it. I mean, in his younger days maybe, but yes, the only place I have found that doco is on Look Movie as well. You should be able to get it. It's an illegal streaming site. So hopefully you can get it. But yes, thanks for that laugh. I really needed it because I was having a bit of a blue morning.
She laughed her tits off about that one. So thank you for dialing that one in, Shari. That was from 3 weeks ago, our Doomsday Mum episode, by the way. Also, she told us about a film that she saw, which is called Disclosure. It's the latest one from, what's his name? Steven Spielberg, SS.
Oh, he's back?
He's back.
Oh, I thought his career was over.
No, Michelle, I believe he got an Academy Award a couple of years ago. Apparently this film, which is called Disclosure, Michelle, it's all about aliens.
Oh.
It's got questionable CGI, according to Shari, but she said it was very emotional. Then she said, so many alien movies. Is he working for the government? Well, then another eavesdropper, our modern mystic Tamira, sent a reel on the Instagrams to me of him talking about that. He said he's really shocked that he hasn't been chosen to be visited by aliens yet. But he also said that he's more inclined these days to believe people who express that they have had an experience of close contact with aliens.
Interesting. I want to know more about that. And also interesting that she found it quite emotional to do with aliens.
Yeah.
I wonder what the story was. I'm going to have to get onto that.
Well, I think I might watch it this weekend with my kids.
That sounds
if
pretty
it's not
good.
too scary.
Yeah. Well, I'm watching something that Andreas found because it has been translated into Swedish with subtitles. It's called The Cage, and it's British. It has...
That's familiar.
Yeah, it's got that woman who's a bit chavvy northern looking, Sheridan Smith, and she's in it, and it's based in a casino.
Oh, that's the new one. It's just come out.
Oh, really? I don't know. He just
That's why it's familiar. I've
saw
seen the
it.
ads. Yeah.
And it's really good, but
Is it?
these people... It just gets worse and worse and worse for these people.
Oh.
And I haven't finished it, but right now, it's a wreck.
Okay. Wrecking the Cage. Also, I've spent a ridiculous amount of my life watching The Boys. There's 5 freaking seasons, Michelle.
Okay.
I'm in season 2.
Oh, my God.
My daughter and I are doing our best to plough through it. It's shocking in all the ways, but I have to know what happens now.
Still a wreck.
Still a wreck. At one point, my husband said, is this a parody of the world as it is today? And I just said, no, don't be ridiculous. But actually, I can see so many things that do relate back. Like, you can be a dickhead at the top, an apex dickhead, right? An apex cunt.
We have a few of those.
Yes, we do. People will forget conveniently or suddenly go, oh, it's okay then, because you've got this positive spin on it. All you have to do, it's all about, the spin. The points. Oh, you've gone up in this kind of, oh, now you're up here. And also we've got an anti-hero as well as the villain.
Right.
That's where I'm up to at the moment anyway. The behaviours of the hero is actually more of an anti-hero, and he's more like the villain than you would think when you first start watching it. But yeah, it's good. It's good.
It sounds good. I need something new to watch because I finished Euphoria. It was a bit meh at the end, but glad it's done. And I'm looking for a new show after Andreas and I finish watching The Cage. So
okay,
great.
people write in.
Boys,
people write in.
Is.
Well, I don't know if you're both going to love that one because it's viscerally shocking.
Okay, maybe I'll just watch it on my own.
And it's superheroes, so if you can get behind that.
No, I don't like superhero shit.
Superheroes, but they're not good.
Look, I give everything one chance. I'll give it one ep.
Let's see.
See how we go.
Okay.
Real life, true crime, supernatural.
This story I'm about to tell you, there are no superheroes in this. What we do have, though, is a reality TV star.
Love it already. Oh, there's been a lot of chat about the realities. I don't think we're going to see another season either in the UK or Australia of Married at First Sight. I think it's all coming out now about how absolutely appalling the behaviours are behind the scenes.
Yeah, look, you cannot have women sexually exploited on these shows. And when you think about it, of course that's going to be happening. They've put people together who don't know each other, and there are different concepts of what married means and what they're entitled to do. Well, this one, the basis of this story starts with The Bachelor. I'm going to take you back here to January 29th, 2025. It's before 7 a.m. We're in Scottsdale, Arizona, when the Scottsdale police bang on the door of 34-year-old Laura Owens. She lives in a casita, which is like her granny flat in the backyard of her parents' house.
That's a much nicer name than Annex, though, isn't it?
A casita.
Come round to the casita. I'll be there from 2 till 6.
Exactly. And bring a cocktail. This is like before 7 a.m. And through the sliding glass doors, the officers can see Laura, and she's up feeding her dogs. She's in this big oversized Fleetwood Mac t-shirt and leggings.
Great look.
She's got her hair pulled back.
That.
She looks good, actually. She point blank refuses to come out. And she is freaking out because these police are there banging on the door. She calls her attorney, David Gingras, who tells her, cooperate. And when she does finally open the door, she's like out of her mind in some ways. She's like, you're here and it's not even 7 o'clock in the morning and you've got your guns drawn. They don't. She keeps going on and on. She's eventually taken into her parents' main house where they are waiting. Then she delivers the line, that basically becomes the catchphrase of this whole case. And she says, quote, "I've done nothing except get pregnant by the fucking Bachelor." So for those not into reality love shows, The Bachelor is a hit ABC show in America. The man at the centre of this whole drama is Clayton Echard. He, it turns out, was one of the most disliked bachelors in the whole history of The Bachelor. Basically, he fucked 2 girls, told 3 of them that he was in love with them.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he sent 2 girls home. The one he really wanted turned him down in Iceland at the big finale.
I don't really know the show and I don't know the premise, but it sounds insane already.
Basically, you've got like 20 women. They all are vying to be the wife of the Bachelor. If he likes you, he gives you a rose.
I don't like this.
If you don't get a rose, you get sent home.
No, I don't like this.
Yeah, it's not the nicest. It's not cool to like fight over a man.
No.
But anyway, look, this guy, you know, he's an all-American boy, chiseled, square jaw, all of that kind of stuff. His brother dared him to go on the show. But like I said, his season, it just fell apart. And the internet was absolutely savage towards him afterwards. He got death threats because people fucking are obsessed with The Bachelor as a TV show.
Just turn your TV off and go about your business.
No, death threats. People said they'd put a bullet in his head.
Oh, God.
And actually, this poor guy, his mental health just collapsed.
I'm sure.
To the point where, you know, he talks about there was a gun in his drawer and he seriously considered taking his own life.
Oh, my God.
So he called the producers and they got him some help. But eventually he just moved to Scottsdale in Arizona for a fresh start. And he got his real estate license in April 2023. Then a few weeks later, he got a LinkedIn message from a woman called Laura Owens. She didn't have a profile photo. She just said, "Hey, I'm looking for investment properties." Now, she has repeatedly said she's never watched The Bachelor. But Clayton's photo on his real estate picture, it was the picture of him from The Bachelor. So if you've watched The Bachelor, you fucking know this guy is The Bachelor.
Yeah, but if you haven't watched it, you might just think, oh, he fancies himself something rotten. I'm just imagining he's got like long blow-dried bangs and a suit.
No, he's got sort of short dark hair and really white teeth and a square jaw.
Just sounds like an American real estate agent to me.
Well, exactly. Selling sunset.
Selling sunset.
Selling sunset.
I love that.
There was a $20,000 commission potentially on the line here if he got this woman an investment property. So, you know, he met up with her, kept things professional. She was flirting her ass off, apparently. Right. Telling him, you know, she'd love to get a drink. 3 days into kind of messaging, Clayton was at home putting together some IKEA furniture, high on an edible, when Laura texted him a photo of herself in super tight horse riding leggings, basically showing off her ass, right?
Okay.
And
right.
he's high on an edible, so he's like, come over.
Oh, my God, people.
I know, it didn't take much. She zipped right on over there and they hooked up. Laura actually said she didn't want to have sex, quote, not on the first night. This just gives you another reason to see me again, apparently is what she said. So she gave him a blowy instead.
Okay.
And sorry, BJ to the Americans. And on the Love Trapped podcast, which for the record is where I've pretty much got all my information.
Right.
It is this brilliant 12-part, it's more like 18-part podcast. There's so much information. I cannot go through it all today, but I'm going to give it a red hot go to
Alrighty.
you know, give it a bit of context here. And I really, really urge you, if you like my story today, go and listen to the 12 parts because there's so much detail I cannot go into.
And now we can all get some sleep.
It's Clayton's moment.
The drink you have when you're not having a drink. Good on you, Tomo.
On the Love Trap podcast, he says, quote, "I don't know how descriptive you want me to get, but there was no penis and vagina penetration." Thing is, she did run to the toilet after the
blowy
blowjob the blowy had been successful. The blowy had blown.
Right. Okay. So she had a mouthful of spunk. Sorry.
Yes.
You think that she went there? I feel like you're indicating that she went there ovulating, expecting to get knocked up by this guy. And she thought, well, rather than have him go all the way, maybe I'll do this, and then I can absolutely make sure, keep it in a nice warm place, and then get my turkey baster, pop it in there in the toilet after. Is that what you're kind of like alluding to here?
Hold your horses, Nelly. That's all I'm going to say.
Giddy up, lady.
Basically, the next day, they meet up to look at properties, but Clayton says to her, listen, this is just a one-time thing. I'm not looking to date anyone. She starts crying. She's like, we have so much in common. And when he said, look, no means no, he said her face went stone cold.
Oh.
And she's like, no, I get it. Have a good day. And gave him this weird smile that apparently sent chills through him. And then within hours, the texts started.
Oh.
She's like, I can't stop thinking about you. Why won't you give me a chance? Quote, you've tried a lot of things, but you haven't tried me. So when he then thought, okay, I got to distance myself from this, and tried to give her to one of his colleagues, he was like, I don't want this commission. She threatened to find a whole other agent. Then she filed a complaint with the Arizona Department of Real Estate saying that he didn't do his job properly. To be fair, he didn't. But it was just kind of revenge. And then she sent him a text saying she hadn't been on birth control for 15 months and that somehow some of his, quote, fluids had somehow got down there after their hookup.
And crept in.
It swam in, I guess. I don't know.
Hang on a second.
Crept in.
I'm really concerned, and I know that we're laughing here. I'm really concerned that you mentioned earlier his mental health was terrible. He was in crisis after doing The Bachelor and being so disliked. Where are we in that part for him? He's been on The Bachelor.
He's been on The Bachelor. He's been hated. He's moved.
Had the backlash.
He's had the backlash. He's moved. He's rebuilt his life. Okay. He's had some mental health help. And now he's met this woman.
Okay. Well, I want to say poor chap because he's already been through the mill and now he's back there again by the sound of it with a potential stalker.
Hold your horses now.
Oh, God.
So she then sends a text saying, listen, I think some fluids got in there. But I'm thinking about taking Plan B, which is, a
morning
after pill. But then she said, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave this up to God.
Oh, gosh.
Then she set a deadline. She said if he doesn't respond kindly to her text, she's not taking the Plan B. And then she closed with a quote saying, if I do test positive, there is a 0 chance of it being anyone else's but yours. And at that point, any input from you won't matter.
What?
She's getting quite transactional here.
Okay.
So Clayton's like, take the Plan B. Then he blocked her. Mm-hmm. Then she texted from a different number and then another different number when he kept blocking her.
Oh, man.
She started sending 25 to 30 messages a day saying, if you think I'm trying to hold on, you need to check your ego. But then she would say things like, I'm not having an abortion under any circumstances. 11 days after they hooked up, she sent him an email marked urgent. She said, I'm pregnant. Now, of course, Clayton is convinced that this is absolutely impossible because they didn't have sex. So he said, please, will you take a pregnancy test? Because she said she'd done the pregnancy test and I think she even sent him a picture of the positive. Okay. He's like, well, come over and do a test in front of me. I want to see this with my own eyes. And he bought a test. She'd brought a test. So to be sure, she peed on both and they both came up pregnant. Both came up positive. And he was just like, oh my God, I'm going to be connected to this woman forever. And she started like rubbing his back, and he apologised to her for not believing her. After the positive test, Laura escalated. A lot more emails, a lot more texts, and Clayton ended up cataloguing everything in a folder on his drive called the LO file, with a subfolder for almost every single day from June through to the end of October 2023.
But she contacted him. Oh, good. Well, that's smart thinking, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's clear that she's campaigning.
Yep. But, you know, the subject lines of these emails say everything. Things like on June 25th, quote, went to the abortion clinic, important. June 28, having the baby if I don't hear back tonight. July 1,
God.
the final opportunity to consider abortion. She was basically using this pregnancy as a bargaining chip and just giving him deadline after deadline.
Wow.
If he didn't respond by a certain time, she's keeping the baby. If he didn't engage, she was going to the press because she knew he was famous.
Yeah. Look, I'm feeling very uncomfortable about her using a child, a potential child, because at this point it's not a child, but potentially this child will be born and, obviously hold my horses. I know. But using that child as some sort of, like you say, bargaining chip.
Yep, for sure.
Blackmailing tool. Dehumanizing.
Yep. And then she was saying things like, if you date me for a week, wholeheartedly, I'll get the abortion.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Yes.
What the hell?
What the hell? Clayton, of course, said, listen, I know you've got this pregnancy test, but I'd like some medical proof. You know, an ultrasound or literally anything from a doctor.
Yeah.
She's like, no problem. But then she cancelled every single appointment. Then she rescheduled. And then he said, well, I'd like to come with you to these appointments. And she's like, no, don't want you there. She said she was scared for her safety and didn't want him showing up and potentially harming her.
Oh.
So Clayton had never once even threatened her. Then she was like, I will get the test, but I don't want you to know where the appointments are. Instead, I'll send you the proof. So she sent photos and videos of herself, including a 4-minute video of herself in underwear, turning from side to side, showing her so-called pregnancy stomach to the camera, saying, I'm just trying to show you that I'm pregnant and I want you to see it on video so you know I'm not photoshopping it. So then there were emails, and this one that said, quote, it occurred to me that you might believe me more about paternity if you were inside of me and felt how tight I was after not having sex in more than a year.
What?
Maybe then you'd believe I hadn't been sleeping around. Having sex with me is a privilege.
Oh, God.
This was read out in court.
Wow.
Just to let you know, this goes to court.
Oh.
So Clayton pointed out that this was actually Laura admitting they never had.
Yes.
D in the V sex.
Yes. Thank you for...
Yes.
for spelling that out for us.
And then the dating contract that she sent him. Like I said, it was this 16-point legal document Laura sent Clayton stating that if he agreed to date her exclusively for 1 week, she would have an abortion. If he didn't, she was having the babies.
Babies?
Plural.
There's more?
By this time, she told him she was pregnant with twins.
Oh, man.
Clayton was like, okay, I need to find like a prenatal paternity testing facility for twins. And she's like, great, I'd love to schedule that appointment. But then she's like, I don't need to because I already know you're the father. Clayton responded to the dating contract with some document of his own, which was basically a cease communication agreement,
Right.
asking her to just sign it and walk away. But she refused. Instead, she had 12 different phone numbers in 5 days. So over 5 days, she had 12 different phone numbers that she'd managed to get. I don't know if she had burner phones.
Right.
I don't know what it was. She was generating a new number each time he blocked her.
Yeah, listen, I'm concerned for her mental health, number one here, by the way, but I'm also concerned for his. This is rough.
It's really rough for both of them, what's going on here. But she put email trackers on her emails. She sent legal waivers saying that if he opened an email and didn't respond, that was basically confirming paternity.
Ah, so she decides, right, okay.
Then she threatened to report him for domestic violence and file a police report if he didn't reply within the hour. Wow. She emailed his parents. She sent a copy of a letter that she planned to send to Dancing with the Stars PR team because he was up for that.
Oh, I see, okay.
Saying basically he needs to devote time to having twins instead of focusing on a dance show. And then she filed a petition to establish paternity in Maricopa County Superior Court, making this whole thing go on public record.
How real is real life? Not as real as you. Go and get real. Get real.
It's an eavesdropping, chitty chatty time. Real life. It's an eavesdropping, chitty chatty time.
This whole thing went off on September 18th in 2023 when it hit the press. And that is when another lady slid into Clayton's Instagram DMs and told him...
Oh, Clayton.
Well, she told him, quote, "You're not the only one.
Oh.
Go and look up Owens versus Gillespie."
Right.
So the story broke in the US, Sun, with the whole headline accusing Clayton of refusing a paternity test for twins. It turns out that this woman, her name's Ashley, who said, look up this other case.
Right.
She was the girlfriend of another guy called Greg Gillespie that Laura had done this to 2 years previously.
So she's got form.
She has form. And then all these Reddit threads started because they were all going, Clayton, what a dickhead. You know, how dare he?
Because everybody hates him anyway.
They hate him anyway, and they thought that he was just being a prick to this pregnant woman that he'd knocked up and then leaving her high and dry. Then Laura kind of anonymously posted some things to try and win over the public to her side.
To skew the public's opinion, which is kind of what I was saying earlier about the boys, right? You've got one narrative and you spin it, and suddenly that's acceptable.
Well, not this time, because within a week, Reddit users were starting to see that she'd cherry-picked text exchanges and refused to share full conversations. She then posted her own Reddit thread titled, "I am the anonymous woman in the Clayton scandal, and here's the proof." And she put a link to a Dropbox folder full of mirror selfies and cropped out texts. And then she called the Scottsdale police asking for emergency injunction against Clayton, accusing him of publicly directing people to find her case files.
Wow.
Well, she did it herself. Basically, in November that year, Clayton finally found a lab willing to test for twins for paternity. She gave a sample and the results came back showing little to zero fetal DNA present.
So she's not pregnant.
No.
How the hell did she piss on 2 sticks?
Hold your horses, Nellie.
Okay.
Clayton posted this news online and he was like, thank God it's the end of months of torture. She immediately filed a restraining order against him, which was granted on an emergency basis. And then she claimed to the police that he'd already violated it before it had even been served. She then sent loads of emails to him, one supposedly with a twin ultrasound and another photo showing a single baby. Super inconsistent.
Yeah.
There are these online sleuths led by podcasters Dave Neal and Reality Steve who managed to trace that ultrasound video back to a 6-year-old YouTube clip from an ultrasound equipment company. But Laura had photoshopped her name onto the header because they realised the timestamp on this ultrasound wasn't moving.
Okay.
So then she also sent a video supposedly showing her father, Ron Owens, who is a really well-respected journalist who's interviewed people like Barack Obama, everyone.
Wow. Okay.
There's a video of him rubbing her pregnant belly in hospital. It's a belly, but you don't see the head of the person.
Oh.
By October, both Clayton and Laura had filed restraining orders against each other. And then at Laura's hearing, she appeared by Zoom, visibly pregnant, 6 months along by her account.
6 months, but this is ages after.
Well, the judge actually granted her order against Clayton. There was this meme that went round of her. She said Clayton was the only one who could have posted this pic, and it was distressing. Thing is, that photo was actually part of the Dropbox stuff that she'd uploaded. It's all weird.
But how is the judge granting things against Clayton for her?
She's very persuasive, and she's very good at writing pseudo-legal letters. It's astonishing. Go and listen to Love Trapped podcast. It's amazing. Better than what I'm doing here.
Oh, you're doing a great job. Don't be so down on your stuff.
It basically meant Clayton had to go to court over this. And he was crowdfunded through this Reddit community called Justice for Clayton because people could see this woman was just, she's not pregnant. She's out to get him. She's filing restraining orders, or the works. They went to court. And Laura admitted that, as we sit here today, no DNA test had confirmed Clayton as the father. She was also chugging back one of those high caffeine energy drinks, which doctors advise you don't do during pregnancy.
Sure.
But the judge did grant Clayton's injunction against Laura.
Oh, okay. So this time they saw
Yeah.
went his side, went his way.
Yes.
Okay.
And because they said that basically her repeated conditional offers and media threats came down to being harassment. That was it.
That's the end of the story.
Until it wasn't.
Okay.
Because there came an even bigger storm. 2 years before Laura met Clayton, as we've already alluded to, she'd met this guy, Greg Gillespie, on a dating app. They'd gone on 2 dates. They had sex, actual sex.
Which is D in the V.
D in the V. Greg says he used a condom and ejaculated on Laura's back.
TMI, Greg.
I know. When he went to grab a towel, he came back and she'd already cleaned it all up. It's gone. So he ended things after, but she started texting him like crazy and then sent him a positive pregnancy test, said that she'd get an abortion if he committed to dating her long term, you know, all of the stuff.
Sperm is magical stuff, isn't it? It can just climb all the way across rooms, up legs, down from the chest area, everywhere.
It's crazy stuff. And then she sent him an ultrasound saying, looks like you're going to be a dad to 1 or 2 babies.
Oh, what's with the multiples?
Following a claim that one twin might have died from
Oh, no.
the Plan B or whatever medication she took. He reversed imaged the ultrasound and found that it came from a blog post that had no connection to Laura.
Wow.
And then there was an OB-GYN who later confirmed to Greg's attorney that the 2 images were identical. It wasn't her ultrasound.
Right.
Again, there was a lot of harassment. He filed for a protective order because she was contacting him through 14 different email accounts. Then Laura filed her own protective order against Greg, accusing him of hacking her computer and her podcast website. She's a podcaster with her mum doing like self-help wellness podcast. Greg Woodnick, who was...
Is this a different Greg now?
Yes. So we're just going to call him Woodnick. Too many Gregs.
Too many Gregs on the dance floor here. Here's a Woodnick for your trouble.
He's a Woodnick. He said there's no supporting evidence to any of that. But
Who's Woodnick?
Judge granted this protective order.
Who is he?
Against Greg.
Oh, he's the lawyer.
He's the lawyer, sorry. And then days before a hearing that was to do with all of the harassment claims, Laura emailed the judge saying she'd been drugged and assaulted and raped on March the 4th and that she had, quote, strong reasons to believe both Greg Gillespie and his attorney Greg Woodnick were involved.
So she goes to the judge to report this crime rather than the police?
Yes. She also said there's going to be an FBI investigation. So Woodnick contacted police and FBI.
Yeah.
Nobody had any record of an investigation or even a police report.
Wowie.
Then the court case that she was up for was actually against Greg because she was accusing him of abortion coercion.
I believe that's a thing.
Well, nobody had heard of it until this. It took years for that case to be dismissed. But ultimately, there were no medical records of miscarriage, no birth records, no death certificate, no abortion trail, nothing. Nothing came of the rape allegation. But 2 years later, when Woodnick saw the Clayton story, he was like, I recognize this pattern.
Oops.
And he agreed to represent Clayton. So on March the 1st, 2024, Laura sat for a deposition under oath, questioned by Woodnick, i.e. the same attorney she'd accused of orchestrating her rape 2 years earlier.
Exactly. Woodnick's back. Here he is.
Woodnick was like, I would like to file something to have her prove that she was pregnant because she won't be able to. He started exposing all of the lies. She'd said she'd never watched The Bachelor, but there was a radio clip from her dad saying, The Bachelor is something that's never missed in our home. Then he pointed out that between Greg Gillespie and Clayton, that she'd told both men that she'd have an abortion if they agreed to date her. She's like, the situations are very different. And then it was the ultrasound video where she had emailed Clayton in October 23 saying, quote, here is my 1,000,000% real video. She then denied it was hers. She denied sending it.
Oh.
She said her email must have been hacked.
She's got an answer for everything, hasn't she?
She does. She's actually so amazingly articulate, more than me. She's really, really intelligent and articulate,
Right.
and she has all her ducks in a row for everything. But then he turned to a separate ultrasound, the one stamped with the name of a clinic called Smile on it, And eventually she did admit under oath that she had photoshopped it using Adobe Acrobat, changing the clinic's name from Planned Parenthood to Mission Viejo to Smile. And she added her own name to the document. When she was asked when she'd planned to tell anyone that she'd actually doctored a medical record, she said, quote, "I mean, as I said, it's my ultrasound." It wasn't her ultrasound.
Right.
The deposition then turned to what happened to the pregnancy itself. Laura had testified a month earlier that she was 24 weeks along, past the point where Arizona law requires a fetal death certificate within 7 days of a loss. Yet in January, she'd filed a one-line court document simply stating she'd miscarried. Under questioning, she then said she'd passed, quote, 2 sacks at home in September or October.
Oh, gosh.
And she photographed them, but then deleted the photos because they were upsetting. She never called 911. She never saw any doctor in person, ever.
You have a miscarriage and you pass not just 2 sacks or whatever you think it is, that is the stuff that comes out of you. You need to have a D&C after that because it's not 100% that everything's out. I'm sorry to be so descriptive about this. You need to have medical, otherwise infections can occur and things can go very badly wrong.
She had none of it.
Wow.
She had instead a series of vague telehealth consultations with people she couldn't even name. Meanwhile, there were these online sleuths, David Neal and Megan Fox, were digging through old evidence from Greg's case during a live stream, and they zoomed in on a 2021 ultrasound Laura had sent Greg, where they spotted a faint watermark. It said Fiverr, which is the online freelance marketplace where people can get Photoshop work done. She hadn't even paid enough money to get it shopped out. Everything she was saying were her ultrasounds were just stolen or nicked off the internet.
Well, that was awkward. That was awkward.
She did finally admit that she doctored evidence, and a trial was scheduled for June 10th, 2024. But Laura had one more move. Ahead of the trial, she changed the account of her and Clayton's hookup, and she now said that Clayton did have penetrative sex with her against her will.
Oh, gosh.
Claiming rape.
Oh.
The trial was heard in front of Judge Marta.
So she said that now she's changed her account, that he's raped her.
He's raped her. Then under cross-examination from Deandra Arena, which is Clayton's legal team, Laura admitted she'd taken a sonogram in California under a fake name, then doctored it to read Smile. Again.
So she's still got answers to all these.
She's got answers to everything.
Dubious things that have been evidenced.
She's changing timelines. But then Clayton's team asked her about lying about OB-GYNs who had zero record of treating her. She said in court, quote, that's a very minor thing.
She decides.
Literally no doctor had ever physically laid hands on her or given her any kind of examination. Deandra's final question was, "You were never pregnant by Clayton Echard, correct?" And Laura answered, "That is absolutely incorrect." And a week later, Judge Marta gave a 19-page ruling that found Laura's petition was filed without basis, calling it premature at best, at worst fraudulent, and ruled in Clayton's favour on non-paternity. She found that Laura had knowingly presented false testimony and ordered her to pay his legal fees, which were around $200,000.
Oh, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, which is still unpaid to this day.
Oh, God.
And she actually referred it over for criminal review, citing a pattern of, quote, similar if not identical behaviour. Because it turns out Laura didn't just do this to Clayton and Greg. There were 2 other dudes.
Oh, no.
Yep. Now, there's a whole extra thread to this case with another of her victims called Mike Maricini, but I cannot get into that. You need to go listen to Love Trapped for that, but it's wild.
Is this Love Trapped? Is that by Dave Neal and Megan Fox?
No, but they are on it. They do speak on this podcast.
Right.
It's by a woman called Stephanie someone, and it's on the iHeart podcast network. On May the 6th this year, really recently, Laura was indicted on 7 felony counts. Things like fraudulent schemes, forgery, 4 counts of perjury, and tampering with physical evidence. Then, because there were things like this rubbing of the belly in the hospital,
yeah,
it was her dad rubbing her sister's pregnant belly. She claimed it as her own.
That all came out, did it?
That all came out. And also, when she had said that she hadn't slept with anyone, turns out she'd rooted a guy 2 weeks before and 1 week after her blowy with Clayton.
Oh, gosh.
So that directly contradicted her sworn claim in court that she hadn't been with anyone else in over a year.
This has all been dug up by what? The prosecution?
This has all been dug up by the Arizona police who have started a criminal investigation into her.
Got it.
But when I told you to hold your horses earlier...
Yes, many times you told me to do that.
Well, there were iCloud messages that showed that Laura had bought HCG hormone injections from a med spa and had them delivered to her home. And that is when she took them. And that's how she repeatedly produced positive pregnancy tests.
Got it, because it shows that you're...
Pregnant. Well, not pregnant, but you've got that hormone in your body.
The hormone that indicates on an early indicator test, yes.
Then there were 7 additional felony charges tied to Greg Gillespie, bringing her total to 14. And this is including the sonogram that she'd stolen from this woman's blog about losing a baby. It's so fucking terrible.
That's really sad. It's really awful, disrespectful.
She'd forged doctor's notes under real people's names. By December of last year, these charges were all put into one case. She's now pleading not guilty to all counts. She still owes Clayton nearly $200,000.
Yep.
She's got no job and she tried to claim bankruptcy, but that was dismissed. And as of this point, the whole case around her is still pending. So this is going to run and run, this case.
Okay, so it's not actually, there's no underscore on this. There's no line under it.
Not yet, because she keeps saying she's innocent and keeps stalling the courts. She's very good at doing this. So that's where we are with this case. But I want to go back to something that you said earlier about her mental health. Because in December 2024, as all of these criminal investigations were closing in on her, she published a Medium post announcing that she had high-functioning autism on top of previously claimed PTSD, traumatic brain injury, panic disorder, anorexia, and epilepsy.
It's a lot.
This, of course, drew immediate backlash from all of these Redditors, including from parents of autistic children who called what she was doing absolutely outrageous to attribute that to autism. But like I said, as things currently stand, Laura's plea decision remains unresolved. Her next trial was meant to be in May this year, but it's been moved and moved and moved. The bottom line here is that Laura Owens faces 14 felony indictments, including basically faking pregnancy. Clayton's got nothing against him. For me, this story is it's really tragic. There was also a part in the podcast where a friend came forward and said she always wanted to be famous.
Right.
And I think maybe she's thought that this was a way, but she'd done it 3 other times. So I don't know what her MO is here, and I don't know what she gets out of it.
No, and forgive us, Laura Owens. Is that her name?
Yes.
Forgive us, Laura Owens, if we don't believe all of these claims of your diagnoses, of your pregnancies, but it just all seems so far-fetched now in lieu of all the evidence that we've heard. I mean, I want to believe women when they say they have been wronged by men or badly treated.
Or raped.
Absolutely.
Domestic violence.
Impregnated, forced to have an abortion. All of these things happen daily.
Very serious things.
Her using all of that to get what she wants, if that is the case, and it is strongly my belief, having heard what you've got to say based on all of this.
Well, there's 14 indictments against her for this stuff. It's not my opinion, it's the court's opinion.
It's the court's opinion. Well, if that's true, then shame on you. Shame on you. How does that help that society view the other women who need to be heard? Doesn't help at all. It hinders.
And she's taking resources away from women who really need help.
That is the true crime here.
I would agree. But she keeps saying that she's innocent and all these things really happened. All of this stuff until it goes to court and there is an actual...
some sort of end game here, some sort of resolution.
Well, if she's thrown into prison, charges and convictions, not just charges. If she gets a conviction on these, then I really hope that it will be an opportunity for her to get some help too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thank you, Michelle, for that.
What a ride.
A ride, indeed.
Well, what I will say is, again, Love Trapped, the podcast, is where a lot of this information came from. And I would recommend that if you want to hear more details, please, if you've got a spare 15 hours or whatever it is, listen to the whole lot. I did. It's gripping. It's a ride.
It's a ride. Okay. Well, thanks for that. It was a lot. I really am feeling quite disappointed in people who use the system in such a way and it doesn't help others who need it. That's my opinion. But that's by the by, Michelle, because obviously we've come to the end of our podcast this week. The end of the line is here for us today.
Yes.
But not so for the story that you told. So it's one of those keep our ear to the ground, watch this space situations, I suppose.
It is. And if by some chance Laura is innocent, I will feel bad that I have slighted her. But based on the allegations and everything here, I think there's a fair chance that she did make all this stuff up. And I say that because she's very litigious and she really loves to sue people. So don't come for us, Laura.
Don't come for us. This is all from somebody else's podcast.
Yes, it is. I'm just repeating.
We might need our attorney to step up for us in the future.
Step up, McCracken.
Okay, well, listen, thank you, Michelle. I really appreciate that, you telling us that story. I'm sure the others do as well. Now we're aware. And now we have a podcast we can listen to as well. There are other podcasts. But in the meantime, obviously, it's that time for us. So we shall say adieu, farewell, a bientôt.
And the three things we always say. Wherever you are.
Whatever you do.
Just
keep eavesdropping.
Eavesdropping. Eavesdropping. Dropping. Eavesdropping. Dropping. Eavesdropping. Eavesdropping.
Dropping. Dropping.